Well, and a very happy anniversary to Owen and me. It started out with Jasmine climbing out of bed and wishing us both a happy anniversary. And then the wonderful guests of the weekend left. They loved our place. He went back to Ecuador and the grandkids went back to Calgary. So that was fun. And then as we were heading out to have a walk, the guy who owns Hank, the horse we're looking at, messaged to say that I could come out and ride. So I'm just heading back to give that another go, get to know Hank a little bit better. Being a beginner and Hank's a well-trained horse, I have lots and lots to learn, and I'm just absolutely willing and soaking it up. I thought I would come out in the cool of evening in our rock garden at the homestead and tell you the story of Owen and I. Now, in the video I made on Plenty of Fish and the dating issues, kind of goes through everything I went through to find the man, and he just lucked out and found me after three of his dates. It only took him 3 weeks. And so we did this wonderful period of dating. The biggest issue came from his two youngest children. They're a set of twins. At that point they were 14, 15, and you can imagine how they were feeling about me. Now, it was their mom that left, the dad, and he had waited till the divorce was final, waited the 2 years before he started dating again, but one of the two was just furious, and she made it well known, and the sister kind of followed in the stronger sister's footsteps, and it just was a tough time, but Owen handled it well because he didn't let them behave like that when I certainly didn't deserve to be treated the way I was getting treated. And he knows that if it would have been just too awful, I didn't need to stay with anybody. But I stayed with him because he was such a good person, and in the end of the day, everything did work out. Now, our wedding day, we had so much fun planning it. Now, the Moose Hall in Innisfail had just decorated for the waiting room of a castle, is how they had done. They're doing dinner theaters, and they had decorated like that. So we ran with the theme, which is why you'll see a knight in shining armor as decoration, and all that kind of stuff was in there. And one of the things that we did, because we were wondering what to do about last names. Now, this was going to be my 4th marriage. I had changed my name back and forth 6 times, each time going back to my maiden name. My passport application form was quite interesting, but Owen decided he'll change his name, and you should have seen the fallout from that. Oh my goodness. Now, we decided to make a game of it. He had created a gold coin, and it was going to be a flip of the coin as to which last name we ran under. Now, he had put my last name on the flat sides, and he had put his name on the rim. And we had gotten Lavinia, who was doing the religious portion of our wedding, to do the flipping of the coins. And then you'll see pictures in my little video there about the flip of the coin, where everybody's kind of looking up in the air. And then another friend of mine gave me a sword that she had, and I knighted Owen with his last name and crowned him with a cowboy hat. And that was just all in good fun, but oh my goodness, some of the fallout. One of the sister-in-laws was mad at me because I was forcing him to do this, and that absolutely was not the case. And one of the daughters was very upset because she didn't know what she was going to call him then. And he said, well, you can call me Dad. She didn't have much ha-ha there. But over time, it's been amazing how many people don't understand that anybody can change their last name, especially at a wedding, man or woman. That's just one of the opportunities you can do it. But even at the registries, they didn't know how to process it. They didn't know if he was doing an alias because he was a criminal of some sort. It was a thing. And I have a cousin, very religious, very obnoxious. Anyway, he's running at me on Facebook, and he's telling me that because Owen took my name as his last name, I then owned him. And I said, well, does that mean that you own your wife? He said, yes, I do. And I'm thinking, oh man, my poor cousin-in-law, what a yuck. I just can't. But we've had a wonderful marriage. We're just like two peas in a pod. We met at coffee and we've been talking every day since, like best friends. There's no end of conversation. We always have something to say to each other. He is very kind and loving. And then we brought, of course, Jasmine into our life 9 years ago, and that's been a rocky road that I'll talk about later. But she has certainly filled out our little life around here. And so I'm just grateful for the life I have, for the husband I have. And that's our little story.
And sometimes my two kids, they do want to kill each other. This time they're only joking. Me getting ready for our wedding day in my first wedding dress. So glad that my daughter and my son could join us. And they agreed both to walk me down the aisle. Owen had asked my daughter's permission because he wanted to get engaged to me on her wedding day the year before. We found this wonderful JP and he made the whole ceremony such fun. And of course I had to bring out my reading glasses because after a certain age you seem to need glasses. And of course Owen, he does not, or he didn't, and he still looks 25. And Lavinia was there, the lady that has become a mom to me, and she helped with the religious part of the ceremony. And of course, this was the point in the ceremony when Lavinia flipped the coin for our last names. And of course, he sunk to his knees in horror because he lost the bet, and I knighted him with a cowboy hat. Back then, I was light enough to be carried across the threshold in my house, and that's my aim and goal to get back to, because that was only 12 years ago. And this is my bridal party in our backyard in Innisfail. It was just a beautiful place. We had such fun in that place. One of the wonderful people Owen brought from his previous marriage was his ex-sister-in-law. She's been a kind friend, and Owen's sister has been very supportive and very kind to the both of us. And we had a lot of fun poking at each other at the reception. We tried to do a trio, and that just kind of bombed, but it was a lot of fun to do.
Well, this kind of brings our 12th wedding anniversary day to a very satisfying close. Now, it started with the guests leaving, and they were very, very happy with their stay, and that was wonderful. And then as we were heading out for a forest walk, I got a call from Hank. That's the horse that we're looking to get. He's a gelding. Hank's owner asked if I could come by for another practice riding on him. And so I made that work. And this ride went a lot better than last week's. Last week they had Hank's mortal enemy. His name's Grumpy. Grumpy, oh my God, I'm just puffing. Had Hank's mortal enemy, Grumpy, in there with him. And so he was acting up and being all a bit spacey. And of course, I'm green as grass. And well, what do I know about how to handling that kind of stuff? So it wasn't the greatest riding experience. Today's was so much better. And let's see. Then we went out for a wonderful, wonderful meal at Mr. Mike's in town. And Owen found a connection for horse hay bales. Now, this lady is somebody that we were in the dance club with. So that's kind of a cool connection. And he bought 300 bales and brought some home. She says hello.
Is she still doing the accounting?
No. She said too many irons in the fire.
Well, it was a pain in the...
Okay. Beep beep for a second. Okay. And Annie seems to really enjoy it. And we got another chance to get Jasmine on bareback to see how everything goes there, and to make sure that we are all comfortable with each other, and it seems to be going. Good. Right, one of these days we'll put a saddle up there and see how that goes. And thank you for watching our little video on Carpe Omnia after 60. I will see you again tomorrow as I continue this month, my experiment of doing videos every day, just so that I can get comfortable talking on this and editing faster. Take care.